A single man now sits behind bars, accused of orchestrating a multi-million-dollar criminal enterprise built on a stunningly simple premise: stealing new car parts directly from the factory floor and selling them for profit. This is not a tale of a sophisticated external heist, but a story of internal betrayal that exploited the very heart of modern industrial logistics. We first brought you this unfolding story last night at 10, following dramatic police raids on 2 auto repair shops in the Detroit area. Fox 2's Ingrid Kelly now explains the intricate trail that investigators believe led from Ford's assembly lines to those shops, where officers found stolen parts stacked to the ceiling. The scale of the alleged operation is almost cinematic in its audacity. Ford, a cornerstone of American industry, discovered that trusted employees had allegedly pilfered enough components for its most iconic vehicles, the F-150 and the Bronco, to construct an estimated 400 complete trucks. The total value vanished from 3 separate Michigan plants is a staggering $8 million. This theft occurred while consumers and repair shops nationwide were being told that critical parts were on indefinite backorder, victims of a lingering global supply chain crisis. In a cruel irony, those exact desperately needed parts were allegedly being sold online, on platforms like eBay, by the very workers entrusted with building them. This narrative transcends simple theft. It is being characterized as one of the largest automotive inside jobs in history, a true crime thriller that exposes shocking vulnerabilities and explains in part why you may have faced endless delays getting your vehicle repaired. The multi-million-dollar disappearing act was executed with brazen efficiency. Picture the setting: a Ford plant in Michigan. These are modern fortresses of steel, robotics, and digital tracking, designed for security and precision. Thousands of workers move through them, every component scanned and logged, with cameras monitoring activity. It is supposed to be one of the most secure manufacturing environments on the planet. Yet, within this fortress, a small network of insiders allegedly found a way to systematically defeat these systems, walking truckloads of high-value parts out the main gates as if it were a routine delivery. This was not a one-off crime of opportunity, but a sustained, organized effort that siphoned millions in components over more than 2 years, directly from Ford's core manufacturing facilities: the Dearborn truck plant, the Michigan assembly plant in Wayne, and the Flat Rock assembly plant. These are not marginal facilities. They are the production homes for Ford's crown jewels: the profit-driving F-150, the wildly popular Bronco, the Ranger, and the Mustang. The thieves did not target insignificant bolts or brackets. They went for the high-value items: bulky body panels, like hoods, bumpers, and fenders, entire lighting systems, and, most lucratively, high-tech electronic components such as engine control units, digital dash clusters, and steering columns. You cannot conceal a Bronco hood in a lunch pail, but they did not need to. With insider knowledge, forged documents, and fake shipping manifests, they allegedly simply loaded genuine Ford trailers with stolen goods and drove them out the front gate. What appeared to be routine logistics was, investigators believe, one of the boldest inside jobs in automotive history. By the time authorities caught on, warehouses across Michigan were reportedly filled to capacity with brand new stolen components that were meant for vehicles on Ford's assembly lines. The fallout from this scheme is massive, and honestly, it ripples far beyond Ford's balance sheet. Those stolen parts did not vanish into a void. They actually flooded online black markets and unauthorized channels. This illicit supply created artificial scarcity in the legitimate market, which, made repair delays stretch for months. It drove up prices for consumers and left countless Ford owners frustrated, just wondering why the part they had ordered and paid for was perpetually unavailable. This was more than a theft. It was really a surgical strike on Ford's own supply chain, exploiting the complex logistical systems that power modern just-in-time manufacturing. It serves as a dire wake-up call for the entire automotive industry. The betrayal cuts deep because it was facilitated not by external criminals, but by a trusted insider. The alleged ringleader was a former Ford employee whose intimate knowledge of the plant's internal systems provided the blueprint for the entire operation. In May 2025, following a months-long investigation, the Dearborn Police Department, in collaboration with Ford's global security team, arrested 4 men connected to the scheme. This former employee's insider understanding was the critical key. Knowing shift patterns, security patrol routes, camera blind spots, and most importantly, the potential flaws in a vast computerized inventory system. In an environment tracking millions of parts, small discrepancies can be written off as shipping errors or supply chain glitches. He allegedly did not act alone. The investigation led to 3 other arrests, men believed to be part of the external distribution network. The scheme followed a classic pattern: An insider procures the goods, and an outside network moves and monetizes them. The stolen parts were allegedly funneled to third-party auto repair shops in Detroit, which acted as fronts, storage and distribution hubs to prepare the goods for online sale. The four men now face serious state charges, including conducting a criminal enterprise, racketeering, and multiple counts of grand theft. This case epitomizes the insider threat, one of the most formidable security challenges any large corporation faces. A company can erect the tallest fences and install the most advanced surveillance systems, but all those measures are rendered meaningless if the individual, granted legitimate access, decides to exploit it. It forces a difficult reckoning with trust. So, how did they allegedly pull it off? The biggest question is logistical. How does someone repeatedly remove bulky items like hoods and bumpers from a secure plant over 2 years without raising immediate alarms? While every detail is not public, the investigation points to a scheme that expertly exploited systemic weaknesses. It began with the insider who used his knowledge of plant logistics and access to redirect parts. A modern factory is a constant hive of movement, with parts flowing from storage to the assembly line via forklifts and automated carriers. An employee with proper credentials and a plausible reason for moving material would not necessarily attract suspicion, even if they were diverting a pallet of headlights or a cart of fenders. The fact that thefts occurred simultaneously at 3 different plants suggests a deep understanding of the inventory tracking at each location. By spreading the losses, the discrepancies at any single plant could be small enough to be dismissed as normal shrinkage or accounting errors, a strategy of death by 1,000 cuts. Individually, the losses looked minor. Collectively, they amounted to a fortune. Once stolen, the parts had to be moved, requiring a major failure at facility gates. The use of trucks points to the exploitation of shipping and receiving protocols. With the right paperwork, whether forged or improperly authorized, a truck leaving a Ford plant is an utterly normal sight, unlikely to trigger a deeper search. From the plants, the stolen goods were taken to at least 2 auto repair shops in Detroit, which served as warehouses and distribution centers. Here the parts were cataloged and prepared for sale on eBay, a platform with a massive audience of individual buyers, collision centers, and independent repair shops, all seeking genuine OEM parts, often at a discount. The choice of parts was strategically brilliant. By focusing on high-demand components for the perennially popular F-150 and the supply-constrained Bronco, they guaranteed a ready market. They also specifically targeted high-value electronics like ECUs and digital dash clusters, items that have been notoriously scarce due to the global chip shortage, making them worth a small fortune on the gray market. This case is a monumental wake-up call. The black market for auto parts is a persistent problem, but it is typically associated with chop shops dismantling stolen vehicles. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe our channel for more updates.